Rogan to inbound to Perry. Perry takes the half court. Drains it! Drains it! What a shot! Makes the half court. They storm the court. That is unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back inside Leo D. Mahoney Arena for a rivalry matchup here at Fairfield University. Sacred Heart takes the 20-minute drive down I-95 to come into Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Welcome inside the arena and inside WVOF's coverage of Fairfield men's basketball. Logan Lundy alongside Kyle Scannell. The duo is back, but it's back after some national prominence. Deion Perry's 70-foot shot the other night to get the Stags a win over top seed Marist at the time. The Stags are going against the best offense in the MAC conference, going against a team that scores just around 75 points a night. Kyle, on the defensive side of the basketball, what do they got to do to get those Pioneers off the scoreboard?
Well, they got to limit those second-point opportunities. We saw it a few times in their game at Marist, and despite the win, it was not the most perfect night. But Marist is a tough team, right? The Pioneers are a tough team. You look at their last game, all 5 starters put up double figures. So it's going to be a team effort. You can't really just hone in on one guy. It's going to have to be team efforts, box outs, and just overall everyone's got to hustle for the ball. If there's a chance to dive and put your body on the floor, you got to do it.
Absolutely, they do. And on the other side, got to contain Deion Perry. He's had 19-plus points in the previous 3 games. Iona, Quinnipiac, and obviously on Marist on Thursday night. If you're the Pioneers, how do you keep them off the scoreboard?
I mean, Deion Perry, one of the most efficient bench players right now for Fairfield, and obviously the Pioneers are going to be prepared for him. You're going to have to get the ball out of his hands best you can because he is not afraid of contact. He'll drive through you. He'll take the foul, and it's the reason why the Stags got to the line quite a lot again. Their win against Marist. So if you're the Pioneers, just force Deion Perry away, and best you can keep him outside of the paint.
Absolutely. The Pioneers got to be able to keep the ball out of his hands, but the Red Foxes couldn't on Thursday night. 1.1 seconds on the clock, 70-foot shot from Deion Perry. Let's take a look back at that call from Kyle Scannell and Nolan Heffelfinger.
To Perry. Perry takes the half court. Drains it! What a shot! Makes the half court. They storm the court. That is unbelievable.
As you just heard our broadcast, National Anthem is about to happen here at Fairfield University. We're going to leave you for just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. WVOF coverage, 88.5 of Fairfield men's basketball. It's rivalry night. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Good girl going bad. Take 3. Action. No clouds in my stones. Let it rain. I hydroplane in the bank. Coming down like a Dow Jones. When the clouds come, we gone. We Rockefellers, we fly higher than weather, and cheap vibes are better. You know me, in anticipation for precipitation, stack chips with a rainy day. Jay, Rain Man is back with Little Miss Sunshine. Rihanna, where you at?
You have my heart, and we'll never be worlds apart. Maybe in magazines, but you still be my star. Baby, 'cause in the dark, you can't see shiny cars. Took an oath, I'ma stick it out to the under my umbrella. Ella, ella, under my umbrella. Ella, ella, under my umbrella. Ella, ella, under my umbrella. Ella, ella,
Welcome back to Leo D. Mahoney Arena for WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield men's basketball. Pioneers in town for the second game of a doubleheader that WVOF 88.5 is covering. Fairfield women's basketball got it done at the Pitt Center over on the other side of Fairfield to beat the Pioneers 82-76. Looking for a similar result tonight. Pioneers getting introduced right now. Kyle, starting five for the Pioneers.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Pioneers starting five. Coming out first, we have the guard, Griffin Baruch. Up next, we got McKee Connor at guard. Amiri Stewart at guard. Forward, Anquan Hill. And forward, man to watch tonight, Tanner Thomas.
Yeah, Tanner Thomas, 20 points, 10 rebounds, a little double-double in the last game. Definitely going to have to keep him off the glass. For the Fairfield Stags, starting five, looking very similar to normally is Jamie Bergens, Braden Sparks, Prophet Johnson, Louis Bleachmore, the graduate student, and the sophomore Peyton Smith. A lot of experience. This is another game where they're going to start in the starting lineup, as they always do, as the video plays here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Again, the starting five is starting to get a little bit more chemistry as they play more together. What do they have to do to kind of cut through that Pioneer defense tonight?
I think you gotta get on the boards early, right? The Stags are, I think, a team that really benefits from getting together early in a game. In fact, when they're leading at the half this year, they have a tremendous advantage. I believe they're 7-2 when they're leading at the half. When they're trailing 1-11, so in a game like this, you got to get out ahead of this team early, and especially with the crowd tonight. We got the Fairfield faithful here, whiteout night. If you can get the crowd into this game early, easy advantage.
Absolutely. It is projected to be a sold-out crowd here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. The student section is full and up and ready to go. It's a big night for the Fairfield Stags, but got to really just climb their way back into the conference under 500. If they win tonight, they're back to 500 in the conference. What are the keys to success for the Stags to get back into the winning category?
For the Stags, I'm looking at Prophet Johnson. Despite his up and down throughout the season, I think he's been a pretty valuable asset when you see this team get the job done. His ability to crash the boards, just kind of Swiss Army knife. He can kind of do it all, right? He's had big moments, and I think he's sometimes goes underappreciated. And alongside him, Peyton Smith. Pretty obvious, but he's got the tough matchup tonight with Tanner Thomas. Defensively, if he can step up, that's going to help the Stags a lot.
Absolutely. And they got to take a lead in the halftime. 7-1 when leading at the half. 1-11 when they're down at halftime. So definitely got to get off to a good start. Something that the Stags have struggled with in the last few nights. Starters about to take the floor. The officials are ready. Thank you for being with us on this Saturday evening, snowy Saturday evening here in the Northeast. Wherever you are watching, we appreciate it. A lot of exciting stuff. The lower bowl is almost completely full. Upper bowl starting to fill up as fans are staggering into the building. We're ready to go. Logan Rundy alongside Kyle Scannell here at Fairfield University. Again, Sacred Heart, best offense in the conference. Going to put up a lot of shots, and they're going to put down a lot of points. You're going to have to minimize it. You're not going to stop them from scoring. Maybe put 2 or 3 of those guys in double figures and keep everyone else off the boards. But, again, is the zone, is it a man matchup? Coach Casey's shown a little bit of both. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out in that press look that he sometimes does. Again, I expect to see Dion Perry pretty quickly as well for both an offensive and a defensive presence.
Absolutely. And that the Pioneers want this game. All-time series, Stags 10-0. And this will be the first time that they face off as MAC conference rivals. So this is a special game that the Pioneers want to steal from the Stags.
Absolutely. Just a short drive, but it feels it's definitely a home game for those Stags, as there is only Fairfield red and white in the arena. All 5 starters are on the floor for both teams. 3 officials tonight. Cameras are just getting off the floor right now, and we are about to be underway. Ball is bounced. Hill and Smith to get the jump. And we are underway. Peyton Smith wins the tip, but it goes to the Pioneers. Stewart with the ball. Hands off to Mahiki Connor. Connor finds Stewart. Stewart drives on Johnson, extends the elbow a little bit, and gets a quick 2 Pioneers on the board within the first 15 seconds.
Wasting no time getting physical right there. Connor just bullies his way into the paint, makes space, and puts in a quick 2.
Papa Johnson to Bleachmore. Sparks guarded by Stewart. Smith calling for the ball downside with Hill. Bergens over to Johnson. Bleachmore screen. Johnson finds Sparks on the other side. Bergens uses the Smith screen. Bergens pull up from the free throw line. Foul is called. That one's going to go on Stewart. Pioneers first, and Bergens will head to the line for 2 shots.
Just like that, Stags are back to the free throw line. That was home for them in their last game. We'll see if it's a familiar sight tonight.
Absolutely, around 80% in the last game, 21 of 26. Bergen from the Netherlands, left-hand shooter for the first. Knocks down the first. 2-1 Pioneers early. Stags in the all-black uniforms tonight. Sacred Heart in their patented red uniforms from head to toe. Stags are heading from the east to the west side of the building. Pioneers going from west to east in this first half. Bergen's second shot is up and good. Pioneers will inbound full press from Coach Perry. Coach for the Fairfield Stags. Right off the bat, Pioneers try to cross half court and do. Connor finds that Stewart. Handoff back to Connor. Uses the Hill screen. Connor over to Tanner Thomas. Over to Hill. 3-point shot from Griffin Baruch. Front iron. Smith tips it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Pioneers. Good look for the Pioneers, but couldn't get it to drop.
Looked like Smith had a read on the ball, but not sure what the goal was there. He kind of tips the ball straight out of bounds with no Stag in sight.
Baruch, the Hofstra transfer. Junior, 6'5", 200, originally from Pennsylvania. As the ball comes in the Hill. Finds Stewart. Looking down low for Thomas. Then finds Mahiki Connor, who takes the 3 on the right wing. Short again. Rebound goes to Bergens. Bergens pushes the floor. 4-on-4 basketball. Looking for Johnson and finds him. Johnson, left elbow 2 is good.
There's that Prophet Johnson impact I noted at the start of the game. If Prophet Johnson can get hot, the Stags can roll.
Barry Stewart, guarded by Bergens early. Right in front of Coach Casey. Hill finds Thomas. Thomas back to Hill. Hill to Baruch. Baruch double teamed. Then to Connor. 3-pointer on the left wing. In and out. Rebound goes to Thomas. Outside. Stewart tries from the left corner and knocks it down. 3 points. The Pioneers, Sparks up to Johnson. Johnson looking for Bleachmore, then finds Sparks again. Sparks looking for an option. Smith calls for it. Sets a back screen instead. Sparks up to Bergens, guarded by Baruch. Bergens looking for an option. Over to Sparks. Uses the Bleachmore screen. 3-pointer on the right wing. Is nothing but that.
That's great space creation right there by the Stags. Didn't really love what I saw in that last possession right there, getting that second chance opportunity, but a nice bounce back there to have the 7-5 lead.
Indeed it is, as Connor dribbles up the basketball, guarded by Sparks. Then Prophet Johnson switches on to him. Stewart runs through. Sparks switches on. Now ball's over to Baruch. Hill driving it on Smith. Tries to back him down. Physical Smith is. Standing at a very tall stature. Gets the steal. Sparks going the other way on Baruch. Sparks right-hand layup is easy and good.
That's a great play right there by Smith to get a piece on the ball. He's got a big defensive assignment. That's a great way to step up early.
Connor. Hill uses 2 screens. Rolls off. Connor kicks out. Tanner Thomas. Left corner 3. Too easy, and it's all the way down for Tanner Thomas.
Can't leave Thomas open like that. He's the lethal weapon of the team. Got to have eyes on him.
Sparks. Bleachmore. Dribble handoff to Johnson. All the way over to Sparks at the top. Uses the Smith screen. Sparks thought about it. Thinks better of it. Finds Bleachmore. Bleachmore looking for Smith up the top of the key. Bergens bounce pass inside. Foul's going on Hill. That's his first personal. The Pioneers will pick up their second team foul.
I like the energy we have right now. I think we're doing a pretty good job at limiting them at paint plays. I think they've settled for threes pretty early on. This team's already 2 of 5, the Pioneers.
Sparks will inbound underneath the basket, standing on the A of Fairfield. Sparks looking for an option. Finds Smith, closely guarded by Hill. Smith, the New York native, bounce pass over to Bleachmore. Johnson inside, looking for Bergens. Bergens top of the key, working on Stewart. Crossover, gets in the lane. Floater, no good. Johnson looking for the rebound, but Thomas comes down with it, who hands off to Connor. Connor pushes on Sparks. Screen by Thomas. Connor looking for an option, finds Stewart. Stewart uses the Hill screen, drives, kicks it all the way over to Tanner Thomas in the right corner in front of the Fairfield bench. Drives on Sparks. Drops step, couldn't find an option, picks up the dribble. Hill, right wing 3-pointer, short. Johnson fights for the rebound and pulls it down. Johnson going back the other way. Going 1-2 on the dribble. Little spider dribble. It's blocked by Hill at the rim. Stewart the rebound. 2-on-3 in favor of the Stags on defense. Stewart kicks. Thomas all the way over. Connor, right wing three-pointer, no good. Peyton Smith pulls down the rebound. Bergen slows down the tempo after a couple minutes of straight run and gun.
Yeah, this is unusual, just the team's going right back at it. We're seeing Sacred Heart. They let the most threes fly in the MAC, and we're seeing it early. Already 6 chances at it. They've cashed in 2.
Prophet Johnson looking for sparks on the flare screen. Instead finds Bergen. Bleachmore, the Australian, for 3. No good, in and out. Goes to Thomas, who gives to Stewart, then gives to Connor. Sacred Heart pushing early. Flare screen, Stewart uses it, looking for an option. Drop step, fade away on Smith, blocked by Bleachmore. Connor going inside on Johnson, lays it in with the right hand for 2.
That was a nice defensive play right there by Bleachmore. Caught him behind right there with the block. Didn't foul. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to a stop, but still great defensive mindset.
Pioneers will check in 2 with the next stoppage. Johnson up at the top to Bergens. Smith uses the screen. Bergens calling out directions, then finds Bleachmore at the top. Inside, Smith on the smaller Connor. An easy layup, but it's missed by Smith. Rebound goes to Stewart.
Almost too easy for him right there. That's when you can't give up.
Peyton Smith couldn't get back on defense as Connor passed it inside, and it goes for Hill. Hill will go to the free throw line after the media timeout. We're going to come back in just a couple of minutes. 9-9. The Pioneers and the Stags are tied early. We'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield men's basketball. Well, scoring changed. The scoreboard operator turned back the score to 9 when the score was 10-9, so it's now up to 12 with the counted basket and the correct score. 15:04 left in the first period. Again, as we were mentioning when we were off the air a little bit, lots of three-pointers from the Pioneers early, but not a lot of them going down. So definitely good defense on the perimeter, but again, an easy basket by Hill inside because Smith couldn't get back. Again, you can't get beat in transition on your home floor.
No, and you're absolutely right there. Peyton Smith had a bunny layup, just couldn't get it done, and then not able to get back in time to make a stop. So 7-0 run there over the last 2 minutes for the Pioneers. Stags accordingly get the timeout in, but still, close game, obviously something you can come back from. But this team, we've seen it with the Stags, pretty consistently find themselves in scoring droughts. Logan, what do they need to do to fix that?
Well, you got to get paint touches. The game we broadcasted a couple of months ago, they got paint touches, were able to get easy layups, and they're not being able to find that here against the stout Pioneers defense. So got to find some different ways, maybe run that zipper play that they do, a couple of ball screens at the top, maybe get 2 feet in the paint, kick out, just some easier shots. Everything looks hard, and a good job by the Pioneers on defense thus far.
It appears McCundai will be coming in for the Stags alongside the starting 4.
McCundai, freshman sensations, had a couple of big games for the Stags early. Big presence on the rebounding you're going to see, and I think that's why Coach Casey put him in the game this early.
Yeah, he's proved himself. I mean, we saw it with Maris, multiple blocks, just a great presence in the paint. And like you said, this team needs paint touches, and here's the adjustment.
For the Pioneers, Stewart's on the floor. Hill at the free throw line. Tanner Thomas will stay. Niall Ralph Breyer is the first year. He checks in for the first time. And Connor will stay on the floor as well. Bleachmore at the top. Free throw no good by, looks like that was Hill. Sparks calling out a play. Looking for Johnson, can't find him. Sparks finds Bergens. Bounce pass into McCundai. Takes the contact, can't hit it. Tried to get his own rebound and does. Stripped out of bounds off his knee. It'll go to the Pioneers. So, again, good aggressive attack by McCundai to get his own rebound. Just couldn't get the basket to go.
Yeah, I mean, I love the effort off the bench right there. But, again, yeah, second time now we've seen a basket the Stags just need to have, and they can't get it.
Hill checks out. Bryce Johnson, the graduate student, checks in, originally from Stockton, California, but played over in Boston for a couple of years at Northeastern. Connor at the top, guarded by Sparks. Thomas sets the screen. Connor looking for an option. 16 on the shot clock. 14:24 on the game clock. Connor uses an option. Kicks. Stewart puts the ball down. Now Sparks switches onto him. Stewart uses the Bryce Johnson screen inside. Kicks it out. That's Ralph Breyer. Takes the pull-up 2. Misses off the front iron. And Johnson comes down with a rebound. 2-on-1 going the other way. Pioneers get back, though. Sparks kicks it back to Bleachmore. Over to Bergens. 5-on-5 basketball in the half court. Johnson asks for a screen. McConaughey uses it on Ralph Brenner's left hip. Johnson kicks to Sparks. Over to Bergens. Using the Bleachmore screen. Thomas switches on. Wide open Louis Bleachmore in the corner. That three-pointer. Air ball. Rebound by Johnson.
I like the creation. I like everything about it right up until the shot. But you'll live with that, you know. Got to keep moving the ball, have every Stag touch it. But just an unlucky shot.
20 on the game on the shot clock. 13:34 on the game clock. Connor finds Stewart. Tanner Thomas looking for the basketball and gets it against the smaller Sparks. Backs him down. No help. But Hyundai's a little bit further away. Connor skipped all the way over to Johnson. Inside to Ralph Breyer. Ties him up. And the foul was called. That's going to go on Sparks. Sparks a little bit animated at the end. Looked like a tie-up, but the referee has called a foul on the original junior from Mercer University, and then he went to Indian Hills Community College. It's originally from Georgia, so a little bit warmer down there as it is tonight, so definitely is adjusted well to the weather up here, and definitely has put in a lot of work for the Fairfield Stags as Perry will check in at the second free throw. I mean, our whole pregame was on Deion Perry, so we'll see what he can do in this game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's ready to see Deion Perry go to work right here. He actually had a pretty strong second half last game. Took him a while to come to life, but in an atmosphere like tonight where Perry thrives, we could see it right on this first possession.
And as he's announced, the whole arena is standing, and a well-deserved applause for Deion Perry. Perry, originally from Baltimore, Maryland, and the Loyola, Maryland transfer. He's a junior here, so the Stags will get at least one more year of him if he decides to stay. Perry dribbles up the basketball. Baruch checks back in. Bergens now has the ball. Deion Perry finds Bleachmore working on Johnson. Connor looking to help if he has to. Doesn't. Bleachmore looking for an angle. Good defense by Johnson as Stewart picks it up. Thomas, traveling violation on Thomas. Good defense by the Stags in the half court and in transition.
You'll take that if you're the Stags. I'm not really sure. Louis Bleachmore there, kind of forcing. I like the presence, of course, in the paint, but that was a tough angle right there. He was coming underneath the basket. Probably should have kicked that one back out as the run is extended now, 9-0 for Sacred Heart.
Mike Rogan checks in. He will replace Bleachmore. Originally was at South Kent. Bergens has the ball at the top of the key, working on Connor. Bergens, a couple of dribble moves through the legs, working on Connor, steps back, then goes again, accelerates, and finds Deion Perry as the crowd is standing for him. Perry looking for an option, takes the deep three off the side of the backboard. Little ambitious there by the Maryland transfer. Inside Connor, blocked by the freshman McConaughey in transition. It will stay with the Pioneers ball, but the crowd is on their feet.
McConaughey saw that the whole way. He was trailing it, but he knew he was going to be able to get to that one. Defender wasn't able to catch up and get it off in time.
Indeed, he was not. Pioneers will keep it on their side of the court as Stewart will inbound. Stewart looking for an option. Finds Thomas in the post up against the smaller Bergens. Thomas up, fakes and goes. Johnson looking for a tie-up, and he's going to receive it. And it's going to be the Fairfield possession. So, again, back-to-back good defensive possessions for the Stags is going to lead to another Sacred Heart turnover.
It's that Prophet Johnson aggressiveness that we've talked about earlier. When he's able to make an impact like that, Stags get extra shots, extra possessions, and it can lead to them trying to get out of this drought here that has now gone on for 5 minutes.
Falu Guy checks in for the Pioneers, the first-year student from Raleigh, North Carolina, as Johnson has the ball guarded by Johnson. Perry, right wing three-pointer, no good. The rebound goes to Johnson. That is Bryce Johnson for Sacred Heart. Bryce Johnson finds Ralph Bayer. Then he finds the newly checked-in fouling Guy. And finds Thomas. Guy again. Looking for an option. Finds Baruch. Baruch finds Ralph Bayer, who hits the three. And the first-year student really making an impact in his first year on campus. Perry up the top to Rogan's. Pioneers lead by 8, 17-9, 11:45 left to go in the first half. Bergen uses the McConaughey screen. McConaughey flashes, doesn't use it. Bergen's trying to do it himself, pulls up, and the shot is way short. Rebound by Bryce Johnson of the Pioneers. Johnson hands it off to Ralph Bayer. Pulls up for three. Too strong. McConaughey looking for the rebound. Thomas got it instead and puts up the easy two. Coach Casey has seen enough. Timeout, Stags.
Can't have that. Ambitious shot right there. And they get the rebound and a free shot for two more. So now it's a 10-point lead. Stags just kind of lost here.
Yeah, it's a matter of effort on the glass. And you knew the Pioneers were going to come in amped up, and they have with that 10-point lead on the scoreboard. We're going to go to break for a quick 2 minutes. We'll be right back with more coverage of WVOF 88.5 Fairfield men's basketball. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield men's basketball. Pioneers going on a little bit of a run there. Stags struggling to get on the scoreboard with just a couple of points in the last few minutes. So, Kyle, what did the Stags got to do to stop that 14-0 run by the Pioneers?
Well, they just got to make the simple shots. They've been doing the hard work. They've got everywhere right until the shot just haven't been falling. So it's just a matter of continuing, despite the frustrations that are probably starting to mount. And it's definitely got to be in the paint, right? You look at the shots for Sacred Heart. They got 8 points in the paint, and the Stags are sitting on just 2. So got to maneuver your way in there, maybe draw some fouls.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to find the free throw line like they did 26 times the other night. For the Stags, Rogan, Bergens, Perry, Prophet Johnson, and Isaac McConaughey. Excuse me, that's Makati. Gay will stay on the floor. Hill, Baruch. Looks like that's Ralph Meyer who will stay on as well, and Bryce Johnson. So similar lineup for both teams as we get back underway. Perry will take it up the floor on Gay. Mike Rogan hands off to Bergens. Bergens finds Perry. Uses the McConaughey screen, looking for an option, finds Mike Rogan. Prophet Johnson working on Gay. Johnson finds Bergens. All the way around in front of the Sacred Heart bench to Perry. Perry looking for an option. Good defense by the Pioneers. 7 on the shot clock. Bergens. Mike Rogan working on Johnson. Tipped away, and it will go against the Stags. So the Pioneers take possession and out of a timeout. That's not what you're looking for.
No, didn't even get the ball in the paint one time there. Stags kept outside the wing. Pioneers doing a really good job keeping them isolated. Sparks will check in at the next stoppage as Gay brings up the ball, guarded by the much smaller Perry. Gay looking to find an option. Keeps the ball, hands off to Baruch. Baruch finds Hill. Hill hands off to Bryce Johnson of Sacred Heart. Johnson working on Rogan, looking for an option, finds Hill. Hill working on McConaughey, good matchup down low, kicks out to Baruch. High pass is handled right at midcourt. 3 seconds on the shot clock, got to pull from 40 feet, hits the rim, no shot clock reset. Johnson finds Rogan as the Stags bring down the rebound, then throw it away into the bench. Bergen saves it to Perry. Perry Bergen's running into our own coach right there for the ball. Love the effort.
Johnson on the other end for 3, knocks it down. It is now 19-12 in favor of the Pioneers. Again, finding one shot to get down could start a whole run for these Fairfield Stags, especially on a packed Saturday night here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena.
That makes Johnson 2 for 3 on the night. 5 points for him in the 10 minutes he's played.
Gay working on the smaller Perry. Gay hands off to Hill. Back to Gay. Finds Ralph Bayer, who cans the three-pointer. That's his second. Got to keep him off the three-point line.
That's what you needed to do for the Pioneers. Answer right there. Byer's able to do it nice and quick, and the lead stays at 10.
Rogan over to Bergens. Bergens looking for an option. Finds Prophet Johnson. Uses the McConaughey screen. McConaughey down low. Stripped away. Turnover goes to Baruch. Baruch going the other way. Finds Gay. Gay looking for an option. Baruch over to Hill. Over to Johnson. Johnson looking for an angle, just flips it up as he loses his balance. Makundai the rebound. Bergen's going the other way, 4-on-3. Looking to get in the paint. Moncati and the foul is going on Hill. 3 Fairfield Stags will check in. Bleachmore, Sparks, and Peyton Smith. Tanner Thomas takes the short break as he comes back on the floor. Moncati, Johnson, Rogan all out, and it's more of a line change for Chris Casey's team.
Yeah, and I think it's about time. The Stags have been kind of leaving their guys out for a bit here. One of their last 11 in the field goals. Need to see if someone off the bench can have a spark here.
Indeed, as the referee loses the handle of the basketball, then hands to Perry. Smith posting up down on Johnson, finds Braden Sparks. Sparks finds Bergens, good screen by Smith. Bergens decides not to take the shot. Bergens finds Smith, looking for an option. That's Perry, 15 on the shot clock, 9:03 on the game clock. Perry finds Bleachmore, takes the 3, goes into the paint, stripped away. Smith finds it. Smith with the left hand goes up, no good. Rebound by Tanner Thomas. Thomas over to Gay. Gay almost carried, but he was able to keep control of the basketball. Thomas finds Baruch. Thomas sets the screen on Bergens, rolls off it. Then he takes the 3 from the left corner. It's good. 25-12 in favor of the Pioneers. They call it a 2, actually, for the Pioneers. So 24-12, 8:32 remaining in the first half. Bergens finds Sparks. Uses the Smith screen. Sparks thought about the 3, loses control of the basketball, gets it back. Bleachmore, Bergens. Smith looking for position. Instead, Bergens takes the 3-pointer, can't get it to go down. Johnson, of course, the Pioneers, gets the rebound.
Can't settle on that one right there. Bergens had plenty of shot clock left and got a really long shot right there. Not what you need when you're trailing by 12.
Got to find that paint at some point as Gay takes it for the Pioneers. Bounce pass over to Bryce Johnson. Finds Ralph Bayer. Ralph Bayer working on Perry, pulls it from the left wing 3, nothing but air. Saved by Thomas, though. Matter of hustle and heart for Tanner Thomas for Sacred Heart. Johnson, left-hand layup, no good. Ralph Bayer gets the rebound. Stripped away. Perry saves it, and he steps on the line.
That'll send us to a media timeout here. The Pioneers have doubled the Stags. We'll see if they're able to mend this lead here as we come back with the final 8 minutes of play. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Pay your Sergeant very well to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your chin or is that war you're waging? Firstborn unicorn.
Welcome back to WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield's men's basketball here on rivalry night here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Pioneers doubling up the Stags right now, 24-12, 7:49 remaining in the first half. Stags just can't get a paint touch, and it's leading to bad shots on the offensive end of the basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have been losing the rebound battle drastically. 19-6 on rebounds, and then 7 of those offensive ones for Sacred Heart, and Fairfield not one yet. So just got to have the presence in there, got to be crashing the boards. And more importantly, we can't be settling for shots. We saw it a few times in the last few minutes where the Stags just didn't have a look, settled for a long-range shot, didn't have it go.
Absolutely. The Pioneers on a 19-3 run over the last 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Stags haven't scored in over 2 minutes. Again, got to find a way if you're the Stags, whether it's kick and drive, getting paint, try to get something off the glass to go. You got to find something easier because this Pioneer defense is going to keep it difficult for all 40 minutes of the night. Pioneers in their prominent red, the Stags in their prominent black. Ball's back in. That is Stewart. Stewart looking for an option, working on Sparks. The foul is called on Braden Sparks. Stewart will go to the line for 2. Sparks will pick up his second personal, and the Stags will pick up their third team. For the Stags right now, it's Perry, Bergens, Peyton Smith, Braden Sparks, and the graduate student Louis Bleachmore. For the Pioneers, it's Connor, Stewart, Ralph Byer. Looks like that is Johnson down there as well, and Tanner Thomas. So a very experienced group for both sides on the floor as Stewart knocks in the first free throw, 25-12 in favor of the Pioneers. Packed house here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. The whole lower bowl is pretty much full. The upper bowl is at about 3/4 of capacity. So a good Saturday night here, good turnout before the big winter storm going in from tonight into tomorrow morning.
Stewart, 72% on the year. Gets the second to go.
Goes 100% from the line as Dion Perry will bring up the ball for the Stags. Hands to Bergens. Bergens looking for an option guarded by Connor. Stags run a box set from the paint. Perry looking for an option, working on Ralph Bayer. And that is a foul on Bayer. Westchester, Pennsylvania native. First-year student adjusting quite well to this Pioneer offense and defense. Really been a real standout for them so far this year. And the foul is called. That's going to go on Stewart as Bergens got clipped up top. So the ball wasn't even in play yet. Bergens took a shot to the face. Last thing the Stags needs are injuries. Got to stay healthy for this run into the postseason. Perry looking for an option. Got to get it in the next 2 seconds. Finds Smith, who's working on Johnson. Finds an angle. Smith gets it off the glass, and that time he puts it in for 2, 26-14 in favor of the Pioneers.
That was a great fake right there by Peyton Smith. Looked like he was going to hand it off to Perry. Fooled both defenders. Got enough space on the baseline to drive and put in a 2.
An easy shot for the Stags as Stewart has it on the other end, working on Johnson. Looking for an angle, and they get the points right back. They push that advantage up to double. It's 28-14.
That's been the name of the game. The Pioneers have been able to answer just about everything the Stags have thrown at them.
Perry looking for an option, uses the Bleachmore screen, going with the left hand, then kicks it to Peyton Smith while he was in the air. Smith then finds Bleachmore for a wide-open left wing 3 off the front iron. Bryce Johnson pulls down the rebound and hands to Stewart. Latina, the coach of Sacred Heart, telling him to push as Perry hits it away. And it's last touched by Perry. Anthony Latina, the Brandeis graduate in 1995, 12th season at the helm of the Pioneers.
Great effort right there by Dion Perry trying to save that, but just couldn't get to it. Stags suffering right now from the 23-5 run that the Pioneers have been on. Haven't really found their offense here just after the first few minutes.
Connor will handle the basketball off to Bryce Johnson to Stewart. Guarded by Prophet Johnson. Stewart's three-pointer, too strong. Perry looking for the rebound and pulls away with it. Perry pushing the pace 1-on-2 against the Sacred Heart defenders. Perry looking for an option, then finds Bleachmore. Coach Casey hasn't called out a play, and then he's telling Johnson to get the ball, and he does. Johnson, guarded by Connor, uses the Peyton Smith screen. Prophet Johnson then finds Bleachmore all the way over to Bergens. Thought about the 3, gets into the paint, little floater, rolls around and hits every part of the rim, but drops for Jamie Bergens.
It's about time the Stags get a bounce. It seemed like it's going all the wrong ways this game. They finally get one right there. Jamie Bergens, way to create space.
Mahiki Connor going on Dion Perry. Uses the Bryce Johnson screen, hand off to Stewart. Stewart guarded by Smith all the way over to Connor, out guarded by Prophet Johnson, and turns it over. Louis Bleachmore intercepts the pass. Bergens going one-on-one against Stewart, looking for an option. Finds Bleachmore, right wing three-pointer, too strong. Peyton Smith, the offensive rebound, looking for an option, and the foul is called. Couldn't get the bucket, though. Peyton Smith will head to the line for 2.
That's what you like to see right there. Smith was in a sea of red, 1-on-4 right there, but he's able to get the offensive rebound for the Stags, and now they got a chance at some more points.
Baruco checking at the second free throw. Peyton Smith, the sophomore from Hudson Falls, New York, will take his first free throws of the night.
On the year, Smith shooting 76%.
This is the front half. Got to get those free throws down when you are trailing by 12 points against your crosstown rival. Stewart will check out briefly, probably. Peyton Smith looking to get the second shot to drop. Smith releases with the right hand and gets it to go as it rattles home. Connor will control the point guard duties for the Pioneers. Shooting 30% from 3. Stags can't get it going. They're shooting 22.2%. Connor finds Bayer. And he finds Thomas. Fade away on Prophet Johnson off the front iron. Good effort by Bryce Johnson for the rebound, but it ends up in Perry's hands. Perry going the other way, calling out a play. Looking for Peyton Smith, can't find him. Perry then finds Bleachmore. Jab steps, then sets the screen for Perry. Perry, floater in the lane, no good. Bleachmore tips it out. Johnson thought about the 3, then drives on the Peyton Smith screen and cans it home. Again, taking up a good shot for an even better shot. A little closer away, hit the 14-foot jumper.
Absolutely, Prophet Johnson right there. Great decision-making.
On the other side, Baruch misses a 3. Tanner Thomas got the offensive rebound, and then Louis Bleachmore fouled him, so a double kill if you're the Stags. Louis Bleachmore, the most experience on this team, the graduate student from Australia. Again, originally played his ball at St. Joe's before he came over to Fairfield. He's been a great addition in the last couple of years on the offensive and the defensive side of the basketball, and more importantly in the locker room with leadership.
Hoping he can turn it around tonight. He's gotten 4 chances beyond the arc, hasn't had any fall yet, but it's only a matter of time with him.
Indeed, and only a matter of time as well. Referee's trying to sort something out down at the table. Again, packed house here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. I see about 4 seats that are empty in this lower bowl. The student section, I couldn't even find a space if I wanted to. It is whiteout night, and let me tell you, the fans showed up, whether you're a student or just a general member. So definitely a great turnout for these Stags as Connor gets the ball back in play. Baruch finds Ralph Byer. Ralph Byer working on Bergens. Perry reads the pass and is going one-on-one. Perry with the left hand, too strong. Bergens with the follow, and the foul was called on Baruch. So then the fans are into it as well. You just got to get those transition points to get yourself to the free throw line or make the layup.
Yeah, Deion Perry knew he just had to get that one up right there. Maybe not the easiest opportunity, having to switch to his left right there with the defender coming right in front of him, but he knew he had his trailing man, Bergens, and he was able to get a piece of that, put it up, and get himself sent to the line here.
Jamie Bergens, the other graduate student on this roster, originally from Almayer, the Netherlands, and actually plays on the Netherlands national team. Missed part of training camp this year because he was traveling and playing with them. But he's been a great addition so far, the 6'2", 195-pounder. He originally played over at Drexel. Bergens hits the first free throw, cuts the Pioneer lead into 8 points with 4.5 minutes left. I believe a technical foul has been called on the Pioneers.
Now, see, if you're the Pioneers coach, that is just not going to come to your aid. You see the crowd you're going up against right here, and you're arguing against the foul in which, even if he hits it right here, 7 point. Got to keep your team focused here. That's only going to help Fairfield.
And no technical call. Well, it looked like it was signaled as Bergens shoots the second and cans it. So 21-28. Stags going on a little bit of a run. 6-0 over the last minute and 33. Connor count as the crowd is starting to get alive here as the defense chant is loud and proud here at Fairfield. And he steps on the line. That's Connor over there. Fairfield bench all excited about it, and so is this Stags crowd.
That is what you love to see right there. Way to trap the Pioneers. For the first time all game, we're seeing the Pioneers look a little uncomfortable on offense. Fairfield really putting some pressure on them.
Got to use it as momentum for the Stags. Maybe get some points down on this end, but even if you don't, create another good defensive possession on the other end. Bergens hands off to Prophet Johnson. Perry on the wheel route. Perry looking for an option, working on Connor. Smith sets the screen on his left hip. He uses it. Perry looking for options. Looked like he stepped on the end line. No call. Johnson on the inside. Reverse layup with the right hand. With a sauce to that layup as he hits it off the backboard. A timeout goes to Anthony Latina and the Pioneers. The Fairfield faithful are on their feet here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. The Stags on a 9-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 4 seconds. And it's really started on the defensive end with forcing 3 turnovers in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. On that last one, like you mentioned, Deion Perry dancing on the sideline, able to get that pass off. Everything is starting to click for them, and now you have a 4 crucial minutes coming out of this timeout.
Well, all the shots that they made were either at the free throw line or within 10 feet. You got to get in the paint, you got to get close, and find a way to just get easy baskets. you're not going to win this game with in a shootout with the best offensive team in the conference and a really good three-point shooting team. So got to keep them off the boards, play defense, get the points where you can get them, and try to find a way to break out and transition and extend that lead as the game goes on.
Right, and as we mentioned earlier, Stags were kind of struggling on the boards. It's now 21-11 in the favor of the Pioneers, but the stat where the Stags stand out is points off turnovers. They have 7, Pioneers have 0. When they put the pressure on the Pioneers and they force them to that baseline, they're able to kind of create a bit of confusion on their offense, and they've gotten a few good steals and points off that.
And they got to use Jamie Bergens a little bit more. They got to find him. He's got the hot hand. He's got 6 points, even though he's only 1 for 4 from the floor. He's been able to contribute in different ways. Prophet Johnson, 4 for 5 from the floor, and he's got 9 points. So, again, got to find the guys with the hot hand and really try to find a way to get them implemented into your game plan, even though they might not be your top scorers on the typical night.
Right, and Jamie Bergens, like you mentioned, just so explosive, right? The left-handed shooter, he is just so hard to contain that he's going to space out their defense and give opportunities. So with the ball in his hand, he can just make everyone else better. And that's what we honestly love about Jamie Bergens here.
And on the other side of the ball, you got to keep Ralph Byer off the three-point line. He's 2 for 5 from the floor, but more importantly, those 2 shots are from three-point land where he's 2 for 4. I mean, he's got 8 out of the Sacred Heart 28. So, again, you keep him off the three-point line and you keep Thomas from really touching the basketball, you can be successful in this game going forward.
Absolutely. And like you said with Byer and his threes, this team is not hesitating to shoot a three. If they see it, they're taking it. And the Stags need to make sure they know that. Of course, not giving up too much space, but cannot allow open looks for three.
Yeah, you can't do that. They're shooting 28.6% from three-point right now, but that is not going to stand the entire night. They're going to knock a few down, and they're going to go on a run. So if you're the Stags, just stay tall and be able to take that and really punch back like they've been doing all season. The Pioneers back onto the floor. Looks like it's Baruch, Connor, Ralph Byer, Bryce Johnson, and Thomas. For the Stags, Dion Perry, Peyton Smith, Prophet Johnson, Jamie Bergens, and Louis Bleachmore. Connor will control the point as the ball is back in play. Bryce Johnson sets the screen on Perry. Connor looking for the inside, kicks it out. Johnson straight on three-pointer, wide open, off the front iron to the crowd's pleasure. Out of bounds, Stags basketball. Again, good defensive possession, got to lead to a good offensive possession.
Right, and the Stags did get a little lucky there. A lot of space in that three-pointer, but just not able to knock it down. But you got to take that and run with it right here.
Dion Perry hands to Jamie Bergen. Bergen's guarded by Connor at the top. Then finds Perry. Perry gets Byer to jump on the three. Good defense. Smith gets into the paint. Little touch, and it's good. A nice, easy layup for Peyton Smith. He's got a couple of those in the last few minutes.
And that's what you want from Peyton Smith. Worked his way into the paint and got his positioning, puts it in, and now the Stags on an 11-0 run here in the last 2:30 of play.
11-0 run in the last 2:30. Everyone at Leo D. Mahoney Arena on their feet as Connor pulls up straight on from three-pointer and silences the crowd. 31-25 in favor of the Pioneers.
It's an unfortunate run right there, but like we said, we knew they were gonna start falling, so we got to be ready to answer.
Little three-man game with Perry, Bergens, and Bleachmore at the top. Perry looking for an option. Then behind the back dribble on Connor, trips, falls. Bleachmore saves the possession. Bleachmore working on Thomas, hands to Prophet Johnson, 15 on the shot clock. Jamie Bergens working on Ralph Byer, then goes inside between the legs, step back, then pushes off one leg and just short off the glass. And rebound goes to Bryce Johnson. Connor going the other way, working on Perry. Uses the Johnson screen. Connor pulls up from 8 feet, rattles home. 33-25 in favor of the Pioneers.
Connor with a quick 5 for the Pioneers. They absolutely needed that. Switching up the momentum a bit here in the arena. These last 2:30 is just going to be huge going into half.
5-0 run by the Pioneers in the last 2 possessions. Johnson looking for Bleachmore, straight on three-pointer. Is good. Cuts that to a 5-3 run for the Pioneers. Coach Casey loves it. Looking for his team on defense as Moncati will check in at the next stoppage. Connor gives to Bryce Johnson. To Baruch on the fake handoff and finds Tanner Thomas. Peyton Smith switches on. Thomas gets to the paint right in front of the free throw line. Fouls out. Prophet Johnson the rebound. 5-on-5 going the other way. Prophet Johnson looking for an angle. Pulls up and at the free throw line rattles off the front iron. Easy rebound for Ralph Byer, who gives to Connor. 1:43 left in the first half. 25 on the shot clock. Connor inside. 1-2 step out to Bryce Johnson, who takes the right wing three off the mark, but Baruch's there for the rebound. Baruch outside to Connor, guarded by Bleachmore, wide open Tanner Thomas. No good from three-point land. Peyton Smith taps it twice and gets his own tap for the rebound. Prophet Johnson going the other way, 3-on-3 basketball. as Perry trails the play and gets the ball. Coach Casey calling out a play to slow down the Stags back to their desired tempo. Perry uses the Smith screen. Smith goes away, sets the down screen for Bleachmore. Then takes the three-pointer and knocks it down. Stags cut the lead down to 2 for the Pioneers.
Huge momentum shot for Deion Perry right there. Just took it with the defender right in front of him, and that'll be his first points of the night.
Deion Perry's got the crowd to their feet. 54 seconds left on the game clock. Connor, followed by Prophet Johnson. The defense chant in full effect here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. And it's good with the block from Prophet Johnson. The Pioneers will keep it underneath their own basket. Moncati will check in for the sophomore Peyton Smith. So youth replaces youth. Moncati a little bit bigger of a defensive presence and can get a couple of layups here and there as well. Connor will inbound on the Fairfield E on the east side of the building. Goes to Bryce Johnson, then Baroque. Baroque finds Connor. Monconde rises for the block. Perry knocks it away. Good read by the Fairfield Stag defense. 6 on the shot clock for the Pioneers.
Not the first time we've seen Deion Perry do that tonight. Just getting his hand on the ball, poking it, just making this team get annoyed.
Tanner Thomas frustrated underneath the basket, and rightfully so. Connor to inbound once more. Looking for an option, finds Thomas, guarded by Bleachmore. 5 on the shot clock. 4, 3. Connor hoists. Air ball. Rebound by Prophet Johnson. The Stags will not take the 2-for-1 and will take the separation of 2 seconds between the shot and game clock. 25 on the game clock, 23 on the shot clock. Clock ticks underneath 20. Perry taking his sweet old time. Bleachmore, Bergens, Perry. 3-man game. Double ball screen at the top at the free throw line elbows. Bergens looking for an option, finds Perry. 7 on the shot clock, 9 on the game clock. Perry looking for an option. Gets inside, left-hand layup is no good as it rattles around. Ball by the Johnson gets it back with 1 second to go, and that is the end of the first half here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. The Stags get a little excitement and something to cheer about as the game is tied up at halftime. What a run by the Stags to end the first half.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear this place. The Stags do a great job of bringing this game back to even this year. 1-2 when tied at half, and they were tied at half against Marist. So this is a familiar face. Great job by the Stags to work on their mistakes and bring this game back to even.
Absolutely, it is. 15 minutes decides the first crosstown rivalry of the year. They'll square off one more time over at the Pitt Center on the other side of town. 15 minutes decides it all. We will see you then. Don't go anywhere. WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield men's basketball. We'll be back.
What's wrong with the world, mama? People living like they ain't got no mamas. I think the whole world's addicted to the drama, only attracted to things that'll bring the trauma. Overseas, yeah, we trying to stop terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living in the USA, the big CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the KKK. But if you only have love for your own race, then you only leave space to discriminate, and to discriminate only generates hate. And when you hate, then you're bound to get irate. Yeah, madness is what you demonstrate, and that's exactly how anger works and operates. Man, you gotta have love just to set it straight. Take control of your mind and meditate. Let your soul gravitate to the love, y'all.
People killing, people dying, children hurt and you hear them crying. When you practice what you preach, and what you turn the other cheek. Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. These people got me questioning. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love?
It just ain't the same, always new change. New days are strange, is the world insane? If love and peace is so strong, why are the pieces of love that don't belong? Nations dropping bombs, chemical gases filling lungs of little ones with ongoing suffering as the youth are young. So ask yourself, is the loving really gone? So I could ask myself, really what is going wrong in this world that we living in? People keep on giving in, making wrong decisions, only visions of them dividends. Not respecting each other, denying thy brother. A war what's going on, but the reason's undercover. The truth is kept secret, it's swept under the rug. If you never know truth, then you never know love. What's the love, y'all? Come on, I don't know. What's the truth, y'all? Come on, I don't know. What's the love, y'all?
People killing, people dying, children hurt, painted and crying. When you practice what you preach, and what you turn the other cheek. Father, 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 help us. Send some guidance from above. These people got me questioning. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love?
I feel the weight of the world on my shoulder. As I'm getting older, your people gets colder. Most of us only care about money making. Selfishness got us following the wrong direction. Wrong information always shown by the media. Negative images is the main criteria. Infecting the young minds faster than bacteria. Kids wanna act like what they see in the cinema. Whatever happened to the values of humanity? Whatever happened to the fairness and equality? Instead of spreading love, we're spreading animosity. Lack of understanding leading us away from unity. That's the reason why sometimes I'm feeling under. That's the reason why sometimes I'm feeling down. It's no wonder why sometimes I'm feeling under. Gotta keep my faith alive till love is found. Now ask yourself,
Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Father, 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 help us. Send some guidance from above. These people got me questioning. Where is the love?
sing with me, y'all.
One word. We only got one word. That's all we got. One word. And something's wrong with it. Something's wrong with it. Something's wrong with the world. Yeah, we only got one word. That's all we got. One word.
What it do, baby boo? Yeah, little mama, you looking good. I see you wanna play with a player from the hood. Come holler at me, you got it like that. Big Snoop Dogg with the lead pussycat. I show you how I go there. Yeah, I wanna throw that. Me and you, one-on-one, treat it like a show that. You look at me and I look at you. I'm reaching for your shirt, what you want me to do?
I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing. Typical and hardly the type of fucker I like when the physical. Don't leave me asking for more. I'm a sexy mama. Just how to get what I wanna. All I do is spring this on ya. All the things that I told ya. You been saying all the right things all night long, but I can't seem to get you over here to help take this off. Baby, can't you see? This clothes are fitting on me. The heat coming from this beat. I'm about to blow. I don't think you know. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing. You say you're a big boy, but I can't agree. 'Cause the love you said you had ain't been put on me. I wonder if I'm just too much for you. Wonder if a kiss don't make you just wonder. I got next for you. What you wanna do? Take a chance to recognize that this could be yours. I can see just like those skies that your game don't. Can't you see? This clothes are fitting on me. The heat coming from this beat. I'm about to blow. I don't think you know. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing.
Now you can get what you want, but I need what I need. Now let me tell you what's cracking like before I proceed. I'ma show you where to put it at. PCD on me, yeah, I thought I saw a pussycat. Now roll with the big dog, all 6 of y'all on me. Now tell me how I feel, baby doll. Ashley, Nicole, Carmi, Jessica, Kimberly, Melody, you telling me?
like a girl changes clothes. 'Cause you're hot and you're cold, you're yes and you're no, you're in and you're out, you're up and you're down, you're wrong when it's right, it's black and it's white. We fight, we break up, we kiss, we make love. You're hot and you're cold, you're yes and you're no, you're in and you're out, you're up and you're down, you're wrong when it's right, it's black and it's white. We fight, we break up, we kiss, we make love. You don't really wanna stay, no. You don't really wanna go. You're hot and you're cold, you're yes and you're no, you're in and you're out, you're up and you're down. I will not make the same mistakes that you did. I will not let myself cause my heart so much misery. I will not break the way you did. You felt so hard. I've learned the hard way to never let it get that far.
Welcome back to Leo D. Mahoney Arena for rivalry night as the Pioneers are in town trying to beat the Stags on their home floor. Earlier in the day, Fairfield women's basketball went on the Pioneers' home floor and took care of business 82-76, coming back home with another victory and another MAC victory and extends that streak up to 36. So the men trying to get the job done here at home in front of a packed house here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Dion Perry, the hero of 48 hours ago, struggling a little bit tonight. Only 3 points, 1 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from three-point land. But again, Thursday night, that 70-foot shot to get the win against Marist, who was top in the conference at the time. And he continues to be efficient on the bench, 23, 20, and then 19 in the previous 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been invaluable, and he's bringing the crowd to life tonight. Of course, the crowd knows about what happened on Thursday. It was all over social media. Even if you weren't here, you certainly heard about it. And, of course, tonight, pretty quiet. He's only 1 for 6 with 1 3, but plenty of game left. And like I said, last game against Marist, he was a second-half performer. He was kind of quiet in the first half. We're seeing a lot of similarities from the Marist game. Both games were tied at half. Deja vu here. So really curious to see what we see in this second half from the Stags.
I don't know if we hear another buzzer beater from any team. It sounds like Kyle Scannell just called it. He just called another buzzer beater. We'll see what happens.
I don't want to jinx anything here. But
I will say we've already seen 1 half-court shot today over at Sacred Heart. It was a student that hit it from the half line to win himself $50 gift card for free pizza downtown Fairfield. So, again, it's in the air.
$50?
$50 for a half-court shot. I don't know if it's fairly compensated, but, yeah, $50 is $50. I don't know. A lot of half-court shots going in Fairfield, Connecticut in the last 48 hours, but we'll see. Maybe the Stags will less dramatic pull away, or maybe the Pioneers can really stampede over the Stags on the road. We'll see. The crowd is bumping. It's going to be a great second half. 20 minutes to decide the first in-conference rivalry for 2 teams that are just separated by a few miles.
Yeah, and we just hope to see a lot of what we saw at the end of that second half from the Stags. The momentum was where you wanted it. 7 turnovers for the Pioneers, and the Stags able to score off that for 7 points. That pressure, just if they can match it, it'd be a great way to start here as the Pioneers take it side out at half court.
Pioneers going east to west this half. The Stags going west to east. Stewart, Brooke, Hill. Looks like Connor's out there with Thomas starting 5, and then Sparks, Johnson, Bergen, Bleachmore, Smith, the same starting 5 for the Stags as well. Baroque inbounds to Connor. We are underway here in the second half. 33 all across the scoreboard. Connor left-hand drive on Smith. Kicks it out to Stewart all the way to Baroque at the top of the key. Gets Johnson to fly by him. Johnson able to recover on defense. Smith inside the Hill. Hill, hop step, 2 short. Bergen's fighting for the rebound. Can't get it. Ball is batted around on the floor. It looks like Sacred Heart stepped on the out-of-bounds line. It will be Fairfield possession. Oh, it looks like the Stags stepped on the out-of-bounds line. Excuse me.
I think it might have been Jamie Bergens there diving for that loose ball. I think when he grabbed that one on the ground there, left foot was out of bounds.
I tend to agree with the professional Kyle Scannell. Sparks will guard the inbound. Connor's been inbounded all night and continues to do so here. Finds his buddy Stewart, who takes the three-pointer from long range off the heel of the basket. Bleachmore the rebound. Braden Sparks going the other way for Fairfield's first offensive possession of the half with 19:26 to go in the game. Bergens finds Prophet Johnson, who's had a quiet night. Johnson looking for options, finds Sparks. Uses the Bleachmore screen, inside-out dribble, takes the three-pointer, too strong, all air. And it will be tipped. That is called by the official that was right next to Sparks' shot, who overruled the official underneath the basket. As Baroque not too happy about it. Stags get fortunate and find another possession. Again, another three-point shot. Not too many have fallen tonight, so we'll see if that strategy changes here in the second half. Smith takes a 12-footer, rolls in and out. Bleachmore tips it out to Sparks and finds Bergens, who thought about the three-pointer. Looking for another better option, maybe. Working on Tanner Thomas. Bergens finds Bleachmore, who takes the three now and cans it home. Bleachmore gives the Stags another lead.
Second three of the night for Bleachmore. That'll make him 2 of 6 now. Starting to heat up.
Connor finds Hill, who drives hop step into the paint, looking for an option. Drop step, fakes it though, and finds Smith on the rebound. Sparks going the other way. Leo D. Mahoney Arena finding a little bit more consistency in their noise level. Sparks free throw line jumper rattles home. Stags 5-0 run in the last two possessions.
That's 7 for Sparks now. Very efficient. 3 of 4 shooting. He's making the right shots right there. Good mid-range J.
Connor looking for an option. Play is called by Anthony Latina. 12th here at the helm, like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast for the Pioneers. Hand off to Connor at the top, working on Sparks. Drives in, uses the body. Strong move, gets the right-hand finish for 2.
Stewart been able to answer all night. He's the guy that's been kind of quieting the crowd right there. Nice play by the Pioneers.
Sparks dribble handoff to Johnson. Finds Bergens. And a flare screen by Smith. Sparks uses the Bleachmore screen, who rolls off it. Then finds the free throw line jumper. It goes inside, blocked by the Pioneers. Keeps it alive, but finds Bergens. That was Stewart who kept it alive. Bergens looking for an option. Finds Connor on his left hip. Fadeaway 2. Too strong. Peyton Smith with the tip, no good. And the ball finds Stewart's hands, then tipped away by Prophet Johnson. Johnson goes up strong with the right hand, and the layup is good. Good hustle and effort by the Fairfield Stags on the offensive glass.
That is what we love to see. The battle has completely shifted on the offensive boards. 10 for the Pioneers, 8 for the Stags. They have picked it up tremendously here.
Connor over to Hill, who take the left wing three-pointer. No good. Johnson gets the easy board. Stags push the other way. Johnson looking long, decides better of it. Johnson keeps the ball for himself, then takes the long 2. Probably not the shot you're looking for as he misses off the heel of the backboard. Connor going the other way. Played a large majority of the minutes in tonight's game. Stewart gets it tipped away from Sparks for a moment. Hill recovers, then Stewart gets it back, working on Smith. And the foul is called on Fairfield. Fairfield will pick up their first of the half. It's going to go on Peyton Smith, the sophomore.
So we finally get a stoppage there. And you were saying this at the half here. It's been a very back-and-forth game. Not a lot of stoppages. Only this will be the 6th and the 7th free throws for Sacred Heart. And I think it's honestly to their – this will be a out-of-bounds play here. But it's something they need because the Stags have been crushing with this energy right now.
Connor inbound to Baroque, all the way around to Stewart. Connor ends up with the ball back in his hands and does what he's been doing all year and knocks down a right wing three-pointer. 40-38 in favor of the Stags. One of their few leads of the night. Let's see if they can maintain it. Johnson looking for options, finds Sparks. Guarded by Baroque. Peyton Smith sets a flare screen, then rolls off it. Right wing three-pointer by Smith, too strong. Rebound goes to Hill. Easy rebound, no contest. Gets it out to Connor on the breakout. Connor finds Baroque in the corner. Rattles out. Peyton Smith gets the rebound.
Yes, Smith shooting that 3 right there. Only 3 of 13 on the year. That's 21%. Just not able to knock it down here. Got to find the end of the basket here for the Stags. Offense is kind of slowing down a little.
Bergen slows it down. Dribble handoff on the top with Peyton Smith. Smith going all the way around. Sparks looking for a Smith post up. Sparks looking for him. Then he gets it inside, working on Tanner Thomas. Thomas, a little bit shorter than Peyton Smith is. Tries to body him up. Smith keeps the ball too low and stolen by Connor. Connor going at Bergens the other way, and the foul is called. Connor couldn't put it in with the right hand as his back was towards the basket, and immediate timeout on the floor. 40-38 in favor of the Stags. 15:49 remaining in the second half. 15:49 to decide who wins the first matchup of this rivalry in the MAC Conference. We'll see you on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Hey, Sergeant Barrow, while to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your chin or is that war you're waging? Firstborn unicorn, hardcore, softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Mary McGill, be my ferry to the world, be my very own constellation. A teenage bride with a baby inside, getting high on information. And buy me a star on a boulevard, it's Californication. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. In Cobain, can you hear the sphere singing songs off station to station? And Alderon's not far away, it's Californication. Born and raised by those that praise control of population. Everybody's been there and I don't need no vacation.
Welcome back from the immediate time out here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Logan Rundy alongside the professional Kyle Scannell. Again, 15:49 remaining here in the second half. And in the game, Stags take a 2-point advantage and have scored 8 points here in the second half. What did the Stags been able to do well, Kyle, to get on the lead side of the basketball game?
The Stags have been able to kind of swap the offensive rebound game now. It's 10-8, not in their favor, but it was 7-0 earlier. They've been able to really do a great job at crashing the board, getting those second chance opportunities, and being able to jump on this team when they least expect it.
Connor at the free throw line after he was fouled before the timeout knocks down the first half of 2. Fairfield faithful, nice and loud here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Projected sold-out crowd looks to be about accurate. Connor looking for his second free throw, and he's got it. Ties up the ball game once more. Sparks will control the point for the Stags. Sparks looking for options, finds Bleachmore. Bleachmore finds Perkins, who's guarded by Connor. Prophet Johnson to Bleachmore. Once more to Jamie Bergens. Bergens looking for an option. Bleachmore wide open, can't see him. Sparks is also open on the left wing. Three-pointer rattles in and out, and the rebound goes to Hill. Connor will control the point. Bleachmore thought about stealing it, thought better of it, got back on defense instead. Connor working on Sparks, using the Hill screen. Hill rolls off. Bergens read the pass well, but it gets in, and the foul is on the floor. It looks like it's going to go on Bergens for a hook, and it will. Jamie Bergens picks up his second foul. The Stags will pick up their third team foul, so not in any danger of the bonus yet, but still got to be mindful of it in the later stages of the game. Connor will inbound for I don't know how many times tonight. Pretty much done it all for the Pioneers. Knocked away by Moncati. Connor will do it once more. 20 on the shot clock, 15-15 on the game clock.
Moncati coming in, making an impact immediately right there. He's going to do a great job at limiting Hill here.
Connor looking for an option, finds Hill, guarded by the first-year Moncati. Connor looking for a shot, drives, then cooks it out to Hill. Hill then drives again. Sparks was looking to take a charge. Hill pulled up nicely and hits the 10-foot floater. Sparks going back the other way. Pioneers take another lead. 42-40, 14:55 to go left in the second half. Bergens controls the point for the Stags. Prophet Johnson, sidestep 2 is good. Johnson's bread and butter, the Dayton, Ohio native, puts the game back in a knot. Bergens guards Stewart, then finds Connor. Connor looking for options. Only one substitution in the half with Moncati checking back in. Sacred Heart hasn't made one. 5.5 minutes into the half. Stewart stepped on the baseline, and it's going to the Stags turnover to the Pioneers. Stewart arguing for a push, and I think he's got a good point.
Yeah, Stewart tried to do what he could right there, try to throw the ball off, but not enough there. This call will go the Stags' way. This game will stay tied here, 42 apiece, 14 to play.
Sparks hands off to Bleachmore at the top. Over to Bergens, back to Sparks. This play's been run. It's that zipper play we talked about. Then finds Johnson. Johnson behind the back once, looking for an angle. Kicks it all the way to Bergens. Three-pointer in the left corner. Too strong as Baruch brings down the rebound. Going the other way is Stewart. Layup, kicks it out. Then finds Thomas, which is deflected by Bleachmore. Bergens brings it down. Looking for the breakout, finds Sparks. Bleachmore was running. Sparks takes the step back three and knocks it down. Stags take the lead right back.
Give Sparks 10 right there. That's his second three of the day right there. He does a great job at reading the defense. Takes the open three right there instead of forcing the pass up, and Stags are now up 3.
Defense chant rattling through Leo D. Mahoney Arena as Connor gets it to Stewart. Over the hill, takes the handoff to Stewart, then gives it to him again. Grabbing on Bergens. Easy call for the referee as Bergens got him with a hip check. Fairfield faithful not happy about it as Perry's going to check back into this game. As Perry checks back in for the Stags, Ralph Byer checks back in for the Pioneers. Two gentlemen that have played extended minutes in this one, so nothing too new.
Dion Perry here. This is second half Dion Perry. Get ready for him to start getting involved in the offense because off the bench right now, he's got the energy. He's ready to bring it for the Stags here, but got to get a stop first.
One may say he shines under the brightest star, or maybe the brightest snowflake tonight. You never know. Perry checking in, talking to the Fairfield faithful. Saw him in one of our residence halls yesterday. Fans wanted autographs. They wanted pictures. They were really getting the Dion Perry love, and he was a class act about it and making sure that happened for those kids. And just talk about a gentleman on the court, off the court. That's really what it is to be a D1 athlete, and we respect all of our athletes here at Fairfield, but especially Perry after probably one of the biggest moments that happened in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing, I think, mentally to come into this game with. Obviously, you know, you're super pumped about what happened on Thursday night, but as much as it feels odd to say, you have to come in with a fresh slate. You know, you can't ride off the coattails of that. You know, you don't want to just be shooting logo threes to hype up the crowd after what you did earlier. You got to just stay consistent to your game, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do here in the second half as we get ready to inbound.
You know, an exciting moment, but the Stags are 9-14, you know, still trying to get that final, one of those finals, MAC playoff spots, because it's a new format this year with 2 additional teams in the conference. Anyways, back to the game. Prophet Johnson looking to do it himself and finds Bleachmore. Bleachmore swings the Sparks all the way over to Perry. Refuses the Moncani screen. Perry trying to drop it off to Bleachmore. A little too much sauce on that pass and a little bit too high, as Bleachmore was explaining to Perry. Turnover by the Stags. Points in the paint, dead even at 16 for both teams. Both teams struggled early on, but have really settled into this ball game as the clock has ticked. Connor's going to bring up the ball like he's been doing all night and really all year. Finds the hill screen on Perry. Double team, steps back. Byer into the paint over Sparks and knocks it down. Just a little bit more of a size advantage on Sparks there. Byer puts in 2. Pioneers now down 1 against the school that was founded in 1942 in Fairfield University. Stewart picks up a foul. That'll be his 3rd personal. Pioneers will pick up their first team foul of the half, so been pretty disciplined on the defensive side of the ball. Braden Sparks looking for an option. High ball screen. Louis Bleachmore on the handoff. Fakes it, though. Drop steps trying to work inside on Thomas and gets the left hand to go. 2 feet in the paint equals 2 points in the basket. Connor going the other way. Uses the hill screen on Perry. Connor kicks it out. Finds Byer. Then finds Connor again. Connor keeps it himself. Ralph Byer, 3-pointer from the left wing. Too strong. Moncati with the rebound. Perry looking to go the other way. Steps back for the 3 on the right wing and knocks it down. Dion Perry running Fairfield in the last 48 hours.
Second half, Dion Perry making his presence known. Lead jumps up to 6 now, 50-44 in the favor of the Stags.
John Perry's really liked anything above that red 3-point arc. Thomas to Connor. Lost it for a second, but Thomas able to recover, working on Munkati. Fade away by Thomas, 8 feet, too short. Bleach for the rebound, and the Fairfield faithful love it. Perry controlling the point, working on Connor. Looking to pull it for 3, then puts it back on the floor. Drop off to Munkati. Ball's out and loose. Thomas and Munkati on the floor, and a jump ball is called. The possession will stay with Fairfield. Immediate timeout here on the floor. A hotly competitive game. The Stags take a 6-point lead to the other side of the break. 11:34 left in the ball game. Don't go anywhere. WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield men's basketball.
Destruction leads to a very rough road, but it also breeds creation. An earthquake's out to a girl's guitar, that's just another good vibration. And tidal waves couldn't save the world from Californication. Hey, I surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. Sicker than the rest, there is no test, but this is what you're craving. Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication.
Welcome back to Leo G. Mahoney Arena. 11:34 left on this snowy Saturday night in Fairfield, Connecticut. Two teams that are separated by just a few miles in 11 minutes on the drive. 50-44, the home team leads. The Pioneers looking to scavenge their way over to a victory on the road. And again, the Pioneers really been the enemy all night. Got it off to a pretty big lead. It was up to 14, but the Stags have transitioned that into a 6-point lead later on. Kyle, what's the success been on the Fairfield side of the ball, really on offense and defense?
I think Fairfield has done a tremendous job of giving up a mediocre shot for a better one. And then on the other end, it's just Sacred Heart missing their threes. They're a 37% team, shooting 23 tonight, as that inbound is saved by Dion Perry.
Perry saving the day in the last 48 hours. Can't get enough of them. It's Perry, Munkati. As Perry steps back, three-pointer would have brought the house down, I think, as Thomas gets the rebound. Connor going the other way in transition. Throws it up. Stewart can't get it. The foul's going to go on Perry. Pretty easy call for the official on the baseline. Quick starting five for both teams. Everybody is on the floor that starting lineup except for the Stags, where for the Pioneers, Ralph Byer did not play in the starting lineup. Perry was not in the starting lineup, and nor was Munkati. So 7 out of the 10 members on the floor have played significant moments in this game, and really the other 3 have stepped up as well. Stewart heads to the line for his first shot. The right-hander knocks in the first one.
That brings him up to 12 points today total. Stewart been doing a really good job tonight at silencing the crowd, having good buckets in transition. 6 from the field. Just having a strong day here, looking to cut the lead to 4.
Mary Stewart, the senior guard, serving goes 50% as he misses the second half at the line. Dion Perry controls the pace with 11:14 remaining in the second half. Perry handoff to Prophet Johnson. He faked him out. Perry looking to do it on his own. Then finds Bleachmore deflected on the way, but it ends up in Bleachmore's hands. Braden Sparks going with the right hand, steps back. Finds Bleachmore, then finds Sparks. Then finds Johnson all the way around to Perry. Everybody's touched it but Moncati. Perry looking for an option, loses control of it, and it's a Fairfield turnover. Again, good ball movement. Moncati never touched it, but the other four members did. But again, ends up at a Fairfield turnover. Chris Casey's not happy with the official on the far sideline.
We saw Perry try that earlier in the game and get away with it, trying to dance on that sideline, but you're not going to get it every time right there. Now he's forced onto the defensive end.
Connor bounce past the hill at the top of the key, all the way over to Stewart. Thomas working on Bleachmore inside. Two veterans at this. Thomas with the right hand hook, and that's good. Cuts the lead down to 3 for the Stags. Perry going the other way. Peyton Smith, Mike Rogan will check in at the next stoppage. Dion Perry looking for an option, steps back. It looks like he's always going to shoot it. This time he stepped back and passed it away. He gets it back and over to Bleachmore. Prophet Johnson. Bleachmore rolls off the screen. Johnson's head wasn't up, so we didn't see it. Steps back, right corner right corner on the elbow and knocks it down. Stags extend their lead all the way up to 5 points once more. Stewart working on Bleach. That's Connor, who's going to take the 3 on the left wing and responds and adds one more to that. Perry looks to run the other way. 52-50, 9:55 left to go in the second half. Perry looking for options. Prophet Johnson. Moncati working on the smaller Stewart. As Sparks gets the 3, too strong. Easy rebound for Connor in front of the Fairfield bench. Connor looking for an option. Calls out the screen. Got it down. Finds Hill. Wide open Thomas. All the way to Ralph Byer. Dribbles. Brings it down. All the way in the right corner to Thomas, who's guarded by the smaller Sparks. Looking to post him up a little bit. Then finds Ralph Byer. 3-pointer right wing is pure. Nothing but net. Byer knocks down another 3-pointer. As Stewart has some words for the Fairfield crowd.
Pioneers snatch the lead right there. You can live with that shot. I thought Fairfield did a great job at moving them around, forcing the ball outside the key, but great shot by the Pioneers as they're trying to turn the tide here with a 1-point lead.
Perry controls the pace, but hands to Prophet Johnson to run the point. Up screen from Bleachmore. Perry looking for a shot. Can't find it. Good defense by Ralph Byer. Perry looking for options. Bleachmore swings. Sparks straight on 3-pointer. Is good. Knocks it in for another Fairfield 3-pointer and takes the lead right back. 2-point lead. 55-53 for the Fairfield Stags. Stewart all the way over to Thomas. Stewart looking to do it himself on Johnson. Right hand on the left side of the basket. No good. The freshman Moncati brings down the rebound. Sparks looking to respond. Another 3. Too short. Moncati looking for the tip. No good, but gets fouled on the far side. Pioneers pick up their second team foul. That's going to go on Thomas. Thomas will pick up his first personal, so he's stayed out of trouble so far, given him that significant amount of minutes.
Love the confidence out of Braden Sparks right there. He shot 3 threes in the last few possessions. Didn't get that first one. Fully confident in the second. Knocked it down. And then right there, trying to test the hot hand. Wasn't able to get it. But he's had a pretty quiet 13 points tonight for the Stags.
Moncati, the freshman forward from Kenesha Democratic Republic of the Congo, but he played his high school ball right down the street at Bridgeport Prep. Moncati, first free throw is good. Moncati, 6'10", 230. Rogan checks in. Baroque back in the game for Thomas as he sits back down. Everything else stays the same. Sacred Heart in their patented red. Fairfield in the matte black, even on whiteout night. Interesting choice from the Stags, but it's serving them well so far. Moncati knocks down both free throws, and he'll be replaced instantly by Smith, and he leaves with an applause after the great effort by Moncati in the few minutes that he played.
So 8:30 on the clock here. 4-point lead for the Stags. Just got to do a great job at continuing to minimize this Pioneer offense, and especially that 3-point ball.
Keyword is minimize. You're not going to stop the best offense in the conference, that's for sure. Try to just score more points at the end of this one, and you'll get another MAC win. Hill, inside of the cutting Johnson, gets it too easy if you are the Fairfield Stags defense and Coach Casey. 57-55, Fairfield advantage, 8:09 left in the second half. Perry flips it to Rogan, who flips it to Sparks. Chest pass from Sparks to Perry. On top of the screen for Smith. Fake the pass. Mike Rogan back to Perry. 2-man game. Adds 3 with Johnson. Adds 4 over to Sparks, guarded by Ralph Byer. Sparks looking to do it himself on the inside. Finds Smith, who's posting up on the smaller Ralph Fire. Then hits it with the floater. No good. Bryce Johnson for the Pioneers gets the rebound and pushes to Connor. 3-on-3 basketball behind the back pass. Ralph Fire, three-pointer, short. Rebound Peyton Smith, and the foul is called on Connor. Gets the Fairfield Stag fans on their feet. And we have reached another media timeout. We're going to stay with you with this one as you're winding down to the final stages of the ball game. Pioneers are really trying to fight and stay in this game as we know they would. They're going to get that shot going, but the Stags have held them off so far. How have they been able to do so throughout the first 30 minutes and change of this game?
I think they've done a great job at forcing turnovers continuously. They are doing a great job at taking this offense and pushing them to the baseline, putting them in uncomfortable situations where they have to move the ball around. We've seen a lot of possessions where every player on the Pioneers roster touches the ball and they have to get off a so-so shot that they don't love. And we've been doing a great job at getting the rebounds from that. So just got to keep doing what we're doing. 2-point game, 7.5 to play. I like what I'm seeing, but got to keep consistency.
Yeah, I mean, other than Ralph Fire and Connor, who are on the floor right now, they've had 28 points, and the other members of the floor have only contributed 6. So if you keep those guys off the scoreboard and let the damage be done by two guys that have been consistently known to do damage, you might be able to win this ball game in some way. And Sparks and Prophet Johnson for Fairfield have combined for 30. I mean, you're going to get that type of contribution of over half your points. You're going to be very successful on your home floor.
Yeah, and like you mentioned with Prophet Johnson combining with Sparks for that 30, he's got 17 on 8 of 11 shooting. He has been very, very concise with his shots today, and I really like what I'm seeing from him. So when Johnson gets back into the game, expect to see him taking more shots because they've been falling tonight.
Absolutely, and get in the paint because you're shooting 88% from the floor after on Thursday night where you shot just over 80% when you went 21 to 26. So, again, get to the line, get in the paint, really just put a lot of pressure on this Pioneer defense, and let's see if 7 minutes and 38 seconds can really hold that, Again, the Pioneers are a streaky team. They can get it going from three-point land, but they usually need a couple to fall before they all start going down.
Right, and as you're saying with their streakiness, they are 28% from the three-point land tonight. It's a little bit below what they like to average this year. Three-point percentage is looking at 37%, so a little bit below their average tonight. Just haven't really found consistency with a couple guys beyond the arc, and it's a credit to the Stags for limiting that.
Yeah, and it's close on the boards when it was a big advantage to the Pioneers early, right? I mean, when you were able to rebound and get out in transition, that's when the Stag team thrives. And 5-on-5, they're good, but that's not their ideal situation. So if you can get Johnson, you can get Bergens out in transition, and even Peyton Smith running from paint to paint, you're going to be very successful in the paint.
Right, and we got Peyton Smith checking into this game, so when we come back into play here, Peyton Smith is going to be ready to go. We saw that rebound that he actually just grabbed right before we left. That was his 7th of the night. Him and Johnson have combined to grab 16 rebounds, and that's a really surprising stat, Johnson grabbing 9 rebounds, and it just speaks to what his character is with his team, putting the body on the floor for whatever it takes to get that basketball.
Yeah, we know Johnson can put up 25, 30 points in any given night, but he's a team guy. He's going to do whatever the team needs, and the Stags have struggled on the boards as of late, and he's really trying to pick up that slack. That's what makes him such a good player and such an interesting grab for the Stags in the transfer portal. That was well done by Coach Casey and his staff. For the Stags, Rogan, Perry, Sparks, Prophet Johnson, Peyton Smith, the 5 on the floor. For Latina's staff and the Pioneers, they will go with Ralph Fire. They'll go with Connor. Baruch back on the floor, Bryce Johnson, and Thomas. Perry calling out the plays. Hands off to Mike Rogan. They've run this play all night. Over to Sparks, over to Perry. Prophet Johnson looking for the ball. Perry doesn't give it to him. Instead, finds Sparks. Uses the Peyton Smith screen, pulls up from the elbow, and knocks it down after it hits the backboard 3 times. And it's able to fall 59-55 in favor of the Stags.
Continuing just where he left off there, Braden Sparks, no hesitation. That's his 15th point of the night.
Well, Byer bounce passing to Thomas, working on Rogan. 25 on 25. Drop step, fakes it, and he uses it. A little floater is good over Mike Rogan. Thomas been big all year, puts in another 2. Perry going the other way. Bleachmore will check in at the next stoppage. Rogan, Sparks, Perry, same exact play, except they're just switching Johnson and Sparks. Sparks takes the ball once more, uses the Smith screen, straight on three-pointer, knocks it down, back-to-back buckets from Sparks. He's got the last 5 Stag points.
It's a Sparks show right now. He's 18 points now. It's like a leading scorer of the night now.
Connor drives baseline, drops it off. Thomas on the other end knocks it down, cuts it again. So the Pioneers, hurdling right back after the Stags put up a punch. Perry hands off Rogan. Sparks, the same exact play back to Perry. Johnson on the other side. Lines it up. Sparks, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This time the Pioneers prepared. Lose Smith for a second, but Perry gets it. Looking for a layup. Again, bounce pass inside. Johnson is fouled when he tried the reverse layup. Not happy with himself, but that was a difficult shot, as Johnson will go to the line for 2 shots. 5:59 left in the second half. Stags have a 3-point advantage against their crosstown foe.
You've been saying it as these last few possessions start up here, but the Stags running a lot of the same plays here. Do you have concerns of that over the next 6 minutes if that's going to start to hinder them, if this team for the Pioneers is able to kind of solve that?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you run the same play and back-to-back or even 3 or 4 possessions, you're going to find some trouble as Johnson knocks down the first free throw. I mean, Anthony Latine has seen this many a times before. He's faced Coach Casey, faced him twice previously, I believe. Not in conference play, but has seen him before. And so, again, you got to be able to adjust to that on the fly. Coach Casey might have to see, a different play or call something else, because that play is not going to continue to work in the previous, set of games here, right? And you're going to see him one more time. And they're going to be ready for that, no matter the result here tonight. Bryce Johnson for the Pioneers. On the other side, Thomas working on Bleachmore. Thomas looking for an option, gets Bleachmore to back up a little bit. Then finds Ralph Byer, then finds Stewart. 2 pumps inside. Try to fade away. Good defense by Prophet Johnson. Unfortunately, a better offense as Stewart knocks it down. Cuts the lead down to 2 for the Stags. Zone defense look for the Pioneers as Lindsay calls it out. Sparks. Johnson, that play can't work anymore. That's a man play only as Bleachmore takes the left wing 3-pointer. Good zone call by Coach Anthony Lindsay, and it's saved on the far side by Stewart. Gets into Connor's hand. Connor. Spider dribble all the way over to Thomas, who takes the straight-on 3-pointer. Rare 3. Doesn't take them often, and that's why a miss off the front iron. Johnson going back the other way. Slips, falls, and has it stolen by Bryce Johnson of the Pioneers. Johnson loses it though. Very heads up play not to touch it again. Timeout, Pioneers. Pioneers tie it up here at 63. 4:51 left in the second half. WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield men's basketball. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fairfield WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield men's basketball. Hotly competitive game here, 63-63 between the Stags and the Pioneers. Hotly competitive earlier today as the Fairfield women's basketball team took down the Pioneers over their place at the William H. Pitt Center in Fairfield, Connecticut. Rivalry day here on February 9th. It's been a lot of fun, both here and over the women's game earlier, but what have the Stags done well to really compete with a team that's a high-powered offense?
The Stags have been setting the tone. They've been doing a great job at pushing pace, making the defense uncomfortable, and just taking the right shots. And the last few minutes, things have kind of gone away for them. The Pioneers found their pace, but with a nice refresh right there, timeout with Coach Casey. Let's see if they can bring the energy here with a tied game, 63-63, 4:30 to play.
Sparks, Johnson, Bleachmore, Perry, Moncati. The 5 for the Stags. We'll get you the Sacred Heart 5 here in a second. Double team of Johnson at the top. Finds Bleachmore, gets inside. Jump stop, left-hand layup, no good. Doesn't hit anything but the backboard. On the breakaway, Stewart all the way up. Lays it in with the right hand. Good for 2. Latino looking for a foul. Doesn't get it. Stags pushing the other ways. Pioneers take back their lead that they had for a very, very long time. Defense chance here from the Sacred Heart faithful. Bleachmore looking for an option. Bounce pass into Johnson. Looking for a layup. And Thomas knocked it away. For the Pioneers, Thomas, Stewart, and Connor. As it's always been, Ralph, Fire, and Johnson. Stags going west to east. Pioneers going east to west. Harry guarded by Connor. Looking for an option. 6 on the shot clock. 2 dribbles in the right. Goes with a floater. Can't get it to go. Johnson the rebound for the Pioneers. Connor pushing the other way. 5-on-5 basketball as Johnson trails the play and looked like he was looking for somebody in the bench as he throws it away. Coach Casey takes a timeout. It is Stags basketball when we come back. Don't miss the final 3 minutes and 47 seconds here on WVOF 88.5. We'll see you on the other side.
Checking out that catalog. Can't believe my eyes, so many women without a flaw. And I ain't gon' give it up, steady trying to pick it up like a car. I'm leaving it, latch onto it until tomorrow, yeah. Shawty, I can see that you got so much energy. The way you're twirling up them hips, round and round. There's no reason at all why you can't be here with me. In the meantime, stay, let me watch you break it down. Hustle. I got it, just stay close enough to get it. Don't slow. Drive it, clean it, lights out, bleed it, spend the last dough. In your pop go. I got it, just dance. Don't dance. Da-da-do-do, just dance. Da-da-do-do, just dance.
Welcome back to WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield men's basketball. WOD Mahoney Arena, sold out crowd here on a Saturday night in lieu of a winter storm, so we'll see what that brings tomorrow. But for now, we got some t-shirts going around for the second time. I think we're going around. I think Fairfield's is in a good mood after that win this afternoon, and it's rivalry week. How can you not be in a good mood, right, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great time to be watching some college basketball as we get ready to come back here. It'll be Fairfield ball. Sparks will take the inbound from Bleachmore.
Sparks, Bleachmore, Bergens, Moncati, and Johnson for the Stags. Thomas, Ralph, Byer, Connor, Stewart, and Bryce Johnson for the Pioneers. Bergens looking for Moncati inside, finds him working on Johnson, who loses his footing. Moncati with the left hand, Too short, tips it back, and gets 2 for the Stags.
Moncati saw space and took it instantly right there. He wasted no time tying this game up at 65 apiece.
Connor working on Sparks. Bergens. Bleachmore. Moncati the rebound. Excuse me, just a little technical issue there. Braden Sparks looking for an option. Finds Bleachmore at the top. Hand off to Jamie Bergens all the way up. That's that same play just to the other side as Johnson goes around. It's just for Bergens, not Sparks this time. No screen from Moncati. Now he gets it. Double team at the top. Stewart. Guard Bleachmore all the way over. Braden Sparks got to get a shot up in 6 seconds. Here's the Moncati screen looking for some space. Behind the back dribble. Got to get a buck. Step up. Step back 3. No good. Tipped away into Thomas's hands. And Thomas will pass to Connor to go the other way. Connor working on Bleachmore. Tie game here, 2:27 left in the game, 21 on the shot clock. Peyton Smith will check in at the next stoppage as Ralph Byer elevates for 3, knocks it down, and gives the Pioneers the lead late in this one.
Byer with full confidence on that one there. 4th three-pointer of the game for him, elevates him to 18 points.
Timeout. Coach Chris Casey. Good timeout if you're Coach Casey. You got 3 of them remaining. 2:11 left in the second half. We're going to stay with you for this media timeout. Again, Pioneers are going to make that run, and it'd be unfortunate for the Stags if they kind of piled those 3-pointers on right at the end.
Right, and we knew that this team was due. They've been under their average all game. So once you see something like that, you have the timeout, take it, right? You know you can come out with momentum. You got 2 minutes left. Every possession matters at this point in the game.
I mean, 6 of 8 from the field, right? That's 75% from the field in the last couple of minutes here. So definitely got to find a way to force a little bit more of a difficult shot. It's been wide open threes, although it is from distance. You're going to give a D1 college athlete a wide open three, they're going to knock it down. So again, Coach Casey knows that, and I think that was wise to take the timeout in that situation.
Yeah, no, it's a great call right now. I think we're going to come out of this looking for what you've been saying all game, paint touches. You just want to find the ball inside. We saw Moncati earlier have space, use it, and with the tip back, was able to put it in for 2. I'm looking for more of that out of Fairfield.
Yeah, and whoever it is, Moncati, Smith, they got to be aggressive on the glass. You can pick up a couple fouls, but you really got to save those possessions if you're the Stags, because the Pioneers have really cleaned up the glass well this evening. 68-65, 2:11 left in the second half. Getting into crunch time here for the Stags. Have to try to make something happen. Don't want to drop another MAC game as they're vying to stay in for the conference tournament later on this year. New rules here in that conference. The bottom 2 teams will not make the tournament with the addition of 2 new teams. 13 teams in the conference, and you will not make it if you are not one of those top 11.
It's starting to get loud here at Mahoney. Fans on their feet as players are getting back onto the court. Coaches getting their last word out. It'll be Fairfield ball side out here with 2:11 to play.
Perry, Prophet Johnson, Braden Sparks, Jamie Bergens, and Peyton Smith for the Stags. Stewart, Connor, Thomas, Byer Johnson, and it looks like that is Bryce Johnson. Excuse me. Looked like this
foul on the play there.
There it is.
That's going against Sacred Heart. Against Connor there. Block and foul against Perry. The Stags will take it behind the basket.
Perry to inbound like he has done most of the year. Smith looking for the post-up. Receives the ball, working on Johnson. Prophet Johnson working on Stewart. Spin move. Right hand, no good. Everything was pretty but the basket. Johnson gets the rebound for the Pioneers. Connor taking control of the point guard duties as he has all night. The defense chant is rattling through Leo D. Mahoney Arena late into the night. Connor working on Prophet Johnson. Hand off to Stewart. Prophet Johnson switches onto him. 8 on the shot clock, 1:30 left on the game clock. Pioneers have a 3-point lead. Smart foul by Johnson. That was an easy 2 for Stewart.
Yeah, like you said, smart play by Prophet Johnson. We saw him on the other end elevate, just couldn't finish there. Would have brought him to 20 points. But as you sit here, you're down 3, minute and a half to go. We see Bleachmore sub in for defensive presence. Deion Perry will head to the bench.
Pioneers keep it the same. Stewart will inbound, a little bit different. We've seen Connor inbound the majority of the night. Stewart to Bryce Johnson. Calling out the play, trying to get Connor the ball, and does right on the other side of midcourt. Stewart looking for options. Goes baseline on Bergens, then double teamed by Bergens and Smith Seal. Bergens going the other way, working on Connor, and is fouled all the way behind. No foul was called by the officials. It looked like Bergens had his back ran through, but no call as the Fairfield fans rain boos onto the referees.
And right here is where you got to just stay complacent, right? Even if you do get run over there, as it looked like that's what happened to Bergens as he's hustling down. We see a quick replay right here. Looked like he got an arm, or a little bit of an elbow right there from Stewart. But regardless, you got to play your game, right? Don't worry about the call. You got a minute on the clock. Need to execute right here.
Absolutely need to execute. The referees have gone to the monitor. I don't know if they're calling for an official foul or a tape foul in transition. Could be a technical or a flagrant. Just kind of depends what they deem. Technical would have been have to happen after the whistle. Flagrant would happen during the course of play. So more than likely you're looking at no foul, a flagrant foul, or just some common foul as well. The Stags will, if they do get the foul, it will send them into the bonus with 7. That'll be a 1-and-1 situation. The Pioneers still need to draw 2 fouls for them to be at the line. 1 minute, 9 seconds to decide the first matchup in that conference between two crosstown rivals. Kyle, what do the Pioneers have to do to keep the Stags away from them and so the Pioneers can get that road win that they so desperately need?
The Pioneers just need to keep their shot creation to a smart balance, right? We don't want them forcing out those threes that they've been doing earlier. They're looking for those paint touches. It's exactly what we want our guys to do. It's what they're going to look to do. And if you already have that 3-point gap, take the smarter shot.
Referees have separated the two teams back on the floor. It looks like no foul call, so it'll be 65-68. Braden Sparks will inbound on the east side of Leo D. Mahoney Arena on the right side of the D of Fairfield. A little bit of an awkward angle to inbound. Looks like Johnson's going to come off a double screen of Perry and Smith. Only one screen from Perry, but it's going to get in the next couple of seconds here. Looks like there was intended for Smith, and it's turned over as Connor picked it off. Costly turnover, just over 60 seconds remaining in this highly competitive matchup. Defense chance, rattle through Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Ralph Byer, Stewart looking for an angle. Thomas rolls off. 3-point shot is faked. Bergens bit. Straight on 3 for Stewart, and that might just be the dagger. Knocks it home. Timeout, Anthony Latina and the Pioneers. 44.5 seconds remaining. As Pioneers looked like they were showboating the crowd a little bit, and as they should be. Big shot from Stewart.
And he's been doing it all night. If they go on to win this one, I think he deserves a lot of flowers. Big-time shots. He's been taking them when the crowd's been loud. That'll bring him to 16 points, only 1-3 on the night, but able to elevate when it matters and knock it down.
I mean, Stewart's using that experience. He's a senior, and he's kind of played over at Wilmington a little bit as well. So, I mean, definitely got to find a way to limit him. And with 44.5 seconds left, we've seen some crazy things in the last 48 hours. So it's definitely not out of the question for the Stags.
No, and we see some fans heading for the exits. You just can't do that in college basketball. There's too much randomness. You never know what could happen. 44 on the clock. All it takes is 1-3 and a stop. They can make it happen, but it's going to take really, really well-done execution from the Stags.
And give the Pioneers some credit. They've really dealt with this crowd well. It's a sellout here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena, which happens not infrequently anymore. So, again, to come into a hostile environment and for Anthony Latina to have his team ready to play, it's just a credit to his experience and his expertise in the coaching role.
Yeah, like you said, I can't agree more. He's done a great job of coming in here, first ever time as MAC conference rivals, and just settling the crowd, working through the back and forth of this game. And of course, right now we're seeing a lot of breaks and stops, but for the majority of this game, it was just fast-paced, back and forth, not much time to deliberate.
Yeah, indeed. Again, this is the first ever in-conference game between these two schools. Since their geographical locations are so close, they have played before, so Latina has played against the Stags. Coach Casey was not the head coach when that happened. However, he has been able to coach against him tonight, and the head coach on head coach, and so far, Coach Latina's won that battle. Perry will get the inbound nice and quick. 43 seconds to go. 28 on the shot clock. Need a quick basket here if you're the Stags, preferably a three-pointer. As Perry finds Sparks, got to elevate. And that's a traveling violation, a mental error from Sparks.
just kind of trapped in the corner there, tried to elevate and get it up, realized a little too late that he was going to get blocked and couldn't save himself.
Offense, defense, substitution. Griffin Baroque checks back into the game. He'll check back in for Bryce Johnson, who's the graduate student from Stockton, California. Played at St. Mary's and played at Northeastern. As Coach Casey will use one out of the final 2 timeouts that he has. We're going to stay with you due to the circumstances of the game. The Stags have really shot it well. From the free throw line, they're 80%, but they just haven't been able to get it going at the right time since they're down 6 on the scoreboard.
No, and like we pointed out earlier in the game, this Pioneers team is deep. We have 4 players for them tonight in double figures, which includes Thomas, Stewart, Connor, and they do a good job at sharing the ball and forcing the Stags to have different defensive options to look at. They've done a great job at it.
Yeah, they've done a great job at it, but again, the Pioneers have just done a little bit better. And going on runs at the right time. Swelts, you run over the last almost 5 minutes, and they've hit 4 out of the last 5 shots. It's a team that's experienced and it's showing when it matters in the clutch time. So, again, huge credit to the Pioneers for really showing up tonight and looking to hold off the Stags on the home floor.
Yeah, and the Stags have tried to stifle this run. They've called multiple timeouts, but it just hasn't been working for them like it did last Thursday against Marist, had constant stoppages, and they were actually able to benefit from that. This game feels kind of the opposite.
34 seconds flat on the game clock. Shot clock's at 30. The 2 teams rock with the same lineups. Ball is in to Stewart. Perry looking to steal the ball. Got a foul here if you're the Stags, and do. Stewart embellishes it a little bit, and Perry's not too thrilled with it. No shots here for the Pioneers. Stags got a foul one more time as Perry picks up his second personal. Pioneers up to 16 fouls. They'll be 1-1 if they get to that 7. Oh, excuse me, they are at 7. My apologies. It is a 1-1 situation as Bleachmore checks back in. Braden Sparks will check out, a little offense-defense. So, again, Coach Casey trying to do as much as he can on those sidelines to will his team back in it. Did a pretty good job the other night, obviously, with the result in that Perry 70-foot shot. Stewart heads to the line, 6'3" guard senior from Archbishop Carroll in Wilmington. Stewart hits the front half of the 1-on-1. Doesn't look like he's facing any pressure. Coach Latina bringing his team all the way back for the rebound as Thomas stays in the paint. Interesting pattern for the Pioneers. They have 2 up in the front court, 3 in the back court. Miss on the second half by Stewart. Bleachmore trying to get it to Perry, down 7 now. Perry for 2. Knocks it in, 23.8, 67-72. And Coach Casey will use that final timeout. We're going to stick with you for the final 23.8 seconds. Again, that's kind of what you could hope for if you are the Stags. You kind of get a leg up. You get 2 points. The Pioneers only get 1, but you really got to throw up some zeros on defense.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot here. I mean, you want to do what the Pioneers were actually able to do just about a minute ago. You want to trap that inbound pass and try to get some confusion. If you're able to do that, you might be able to get a shot at it, but it is looking a little grim here for the Stags, who have kind of let the time get the best of them these last 5 minutes. It's just kind of trailed away from them.
You're going to have those 3-point shooters in the game. So Papa Johnson, pretty much 4 out of the 5 starters can shoot the 3-pointer at an effective clip. Smith can knock it down if he needs to. Again, not a high percentage, though. So, again, you're not in doomsland in any way. You've got to get a quick stop or a quick foul on the defensive side of the ball, though, because, I mean, really this game's going to be won on the defensive end and easy layups on the other side.
You mentioned the 3-pointers. Fairfield actually still having the edge on the percentage, shooting 35 to SHU's 30. So a little surprising there, as usually with Sacred Heart winning games, it's through their 3-pointers, but only 10 tonight, able to make it work for them.
We will see if that stat will stand. Runs the baseline. That is Baroque. That is on a made basket, so that is legal as Ralph Byer is fouled by Bergens. That'll be 1-1 on the other side. Bryce Johnson will check in on the second free throw. 22.8, so a quick foul does the Stags a little bit of justice. Coach Casey out of timeouts. Coach Latina's got 1 more if he really uses it. On the floor for the Stags, it's Perry, Sparks, Johnson, Bergen, Smith. Combinations that has been used pretty consistently as Bleachmore replaces Johnson. Thomas, Bryce Johnson, Ralph Byer. Looks like Stewart is down there as well as Connor. As Sacred Heart doesn't even step into the paint. A lot of confidence in Byer. Byer knocks it down.
Fire only with 16 attempts on the year from the line, but they shoot 75%. Give them that one there.
Not a huge free throw shooter, but knocks it down when it matters. 67 to 73 in favor of the team from Sacred Heart. Second free throw, nothing but net. Bleachmore inbounds to Perry. Clock is winding down, 20 seconds now. Perry's got to find a basket. Quickly elevates, gets two. Casey doesn't have a timeout. It's an automatic press situation for the Stags. Stewart will inbound. Bergens will defend. Full court press. And it looks like a trap in the corner. Whistle is blown. Timeout goes to Latina. Smart move by Coach Latina. Cannot advance the basketball here in college hoops, so that will be down. It probably will be a side out, would be my assumption, with 14.4 to go. So, again, both teams using as many timeouts as they have as Leo D. Mahoney Arena starts to empty out here a little bit, as the hope is dwindling for the Stags faithful. As the Pioneers are on the edge of a win, Kyle, what was successful for them up to this point and possibly to kind of cause the result in this game?
The Pioneers did a great job of working through the momentum that the Stags had in this game. You mentioned that they're a streaky team. The Stags are too. It kind of went back and forth, but when it mattered, those final 5 minutes, they hit their threes, they got their rebounds, and they didn't turn the ball over.
You do the basketball basics, and you pretty much win in Division I college hoops. You shoot a high percentage from three, get in the paint a good amount, you're really going to be successful, and the Pioneers did just that tonight. Stags put up a valiant effort, though, 69 points against a team that has a very high-powered offense and good on the defensive side. And as it stands, the Pioneers haven't even hit their average. Their average is around 75 points. They're at 74 for the time being. So, again, you kind of won in that battle, but you're not able to put the points up on the scoreboard, and that's been evident, especially here in the second half. Ball's in. Perry fouls right away, and that's Connor. It's going to be a free throw fest coming down in the final seconds of this one. That's the 9th foul for the Pioneers, so this is the last 1-and-1. Next Fairfield foul that they commit will be 2 shots automatically as Bryce Johnson checks back in for Baruch.
Connor at the line on the year is a solid 70% shooter, 21 of 30.
Peyton Smith checks in for offensive purposes. Prophet Johnson checks out. Coach Casey hasn't emptied the bench yet. Still some hope in the arena, only down 5. 1-1 situation, Connor at the line. Fairfield fans getting loud. Connor's first free throw is good, and it looks like it is. Whistle sounded like the whistle blew. I don't think it was the referees. Could have been a distraction tactic from the Fairfield fans. Connor looking for the second free throw, and puts the Pioneers over that average that they normally have. Deion Perry trying to make some magic happen like he did the other night. Fouled, but can't get the basket to go, so he'll get 2 free throws. Down 7 points, 9.4 remaining. Stags 80% from the line tonight. Pioneers 12 of 15. Perry going to the line. Been big in the last 48 hours and really needs some magic from him down the stretch here to maybe save the day again for the Stags.
Yeah, I mean, we highlighted Perry at half here. He's sitting at 10 points right now. Of course, granted, most of these coming in the last few minutes here. But I think his presence tonight was really seen defensively. We saw him poke a few balls out of bounds, have some nice assists as something's being talked over here before Perry is going to take these free throws.
Looks like it was a clock issue. 9.4 what was on the clock, and the referees have kept it there. Latino looking for a box out from all 4 of his guys as Perry will shoot 2. Knocks down the first one with ease as it rattles home. 70-76. Still in striking distance if you're the Stags, but hopes are going away nice and slowly. We appreciate you joining us here on this Saturday night here at WVOF 88.5. Always more coverage on our YouTube page, Instagram, and Twitter. It's always the same tag at WVOF Sports on any of those platforms. Looking for more of a general radio here at WVOF, you can look up WVOF Radio on Instagram. Thomas gets the ball in the inbound. Bergens and Bleachmore trapped, but the foul is called on the Stags. It's automatic 2 shots for the Pioneers.
So with this win here, the Pioneers will advance to 11-2, and the Stags will fall to 9-15. But it's been a great battle from the Stags, and actually this is the 5th win in a row for the Pioneers. So it was a hot team. Going to be a tough matchup for them.
Yeah, the Stags got a quick turnaround. They're playing on Friday against St. Peter's down in Jersey City. That's going to be a tough one. St. Peter's not having the greatest year, but have been able to figure it out as of late. But you know them come playoff time, especially when it comes to that big dance as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't take any opponent lightly, and St. Peter's is no exception. But I think there's a lot they learned from today. I don't think they necessarily played bad. It might have just been Pioneers making just a couple more baskets when it mattered as they knocked down the free throw.
Leachmore throws it into Perry. Perry lets it roll for as long as he can. Hoists the three-pointer. Misses this time as he couldn't complete his roach from the other night. And the clock will wind down. Pioneers take him on the road as Stewart waves the fans goodbye, and deservingly so. So, between the series, the women get the job done for the Stags. The men get it done for the Pioneers here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. If you told me the two road teams were going to get it done at the beginning of the day, I'm not sure I would have believed it.
Yeah, again, credit to the Pioneers. They got the job done. They were able to move the scoring around, 220 pieces from Connor and Bayer. Stags had a lot of good opportunities. There's a few points in this game where you look to and you just wish they had made those easy shots that they were able to create for themselves. It was a great fight.
Great fight from the Stags, something they can definitely use forward. Again, next game Friday versus St. Peter's down in Jersey City, and then they will return home to Leo D. Mahoney Arena on Sunday, February 16th for a little Sunday matinee. That will be the next time the Stags faithful can watch these gentlemen on the floor. It's been a pleasure from Leo D. Mahoney Arena on this snowy Saturday night here. It was rivalry day. Both schools took one, but there's two more matchups on this season. Logan Rundy, Kyle Scannell saying good night from Leo D. Mahoney Arena.